Hey there, good morning. I just wanted to pop in here this morning. I'm Kristen Poborski, and I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you about why it is so important to include case studies as a part of your content strategy. But before I jump into that whole topic and tell you everything that I'm covering today, I just wanted to introduce myself for all of you who do not know who I am. I'm Kristen Poborski, and I help business and life coaches dial in their content creation strategy so that they create content that helps them attract more clients into their coaching practices. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to chat with you today about case studies. So I know you probably all have testimonials on your website, things like that, but do you have a case study? See, case studies are really one of the most underused, most important pieces of content that you can create on your website. So in this broadcast, I'm going to talk to you about why case studies are so important to your coaching practice, the 5 reasons why they are important and how it will help build your practice by using them, and the 3 critical case study parts to building a successful case study. And then I'm going to share a quick story almost at the end about a case study that a client has had for 6 years that still generates a ton of traffic and clients for his coaching practice. So let's dive into why case studies are important to your practice, okay? So let's just say that, they're vastly under leveraged, and yet they're such an important part of your content creation because you can use these in so many different ways across your business to help you attract clients and turn them into customers, okay? So why are they more effective than, say, just a testimonial? Because case studies are really telling a story. It's an opportunity where you get to tell a story about how you helped someone. And as we know, everybody loves to hear a story. So they're specific to, let's just dive into what the 3 parts that, sorry, I'm just like jumping around here. So let's jump into the 3 parts that go into helping you create that case study, okay? So they're specific to what you're selling. So they're not just a general kind of testimonial, so-and-so did a great job helping me with this or that or the other thing. They're specific to what it is, whether it's a product or a service that you're selling. So based on that, they're going to resonate more than just a general testimonial will with a potential customer. So they do a great job also when you use them that way as positioning as the expert, the person who knows what they're talking about, the person that one of your customers or leads, potential customers or leads, is going to want to work with. So especially when you use statistics and facts, because they really position you as a trusted source of information, okay? So people really like that, and it just helps to position you as an expert. So really, the bottom line is that when you use a case study in your marketing, or say on a sales page, or you go out and tell one in a video, it really positions you as the expert, and it demonstrates your success. Okay, so the third thing is that it gives you an opportunity to explain your process and how it works. So I would hope when you create a case study, you talk about the before, the during, and the after. So during is where you get the opportunity to explain your process in detail to someone, and you show them through the story of how you helped someone or yourself how it works. All right. So, and number 4 is that it gives them social proof. So it's not necessarily just about you, but it's multiple client stories or student stories or things like that. So your case studies actually give that thing that they need to know, that it works more than for just one person across multiple niches and things like that. So you want to definitely have several case studies that you use in your content, in your marketing, to show how you help people solve a particular problem. And not just one type. If you can make it broader and go across several niches or different kinds of clients and different problems, even better. Okay? And number 5, it's a great way to build trust, because telling the story of how your process works helps to, drive home that social proof, and it builds trust at the same time. So rather than just relying on a testimonial that is so general, you get into the specifics. And when you turn those case studies into videos and you do an interview with someone, it is even more powerful. So you're definitely going to want to use the storytelling perspective and video to really help drive home the social proof and the trust. So the bottom line really here is that case studies can help you convert your leads faster into customers than just, say, a testimonial, because they're so general and short in nature. So when you employ the whole storytelling into your case studies, they just become that much more powerful than the testimonials. So let's just make sure that I've covered all my points. Okay, so let's just jump on this another illustration about how powerful they are. Okay, so let's put yourself into the eyes of your customer, your mindset of your customer. They're looking at you, the coach, and maybe they're comparing you to someone else, right? And you have a powerful case study of how you help someone solve a particular problem that they have too, and maybe your competitor has no case study. They may have testimonials and things like that, but who do you really think that lead is going to want to work with in the end? The person with no case study and a great testimonial, or with someone who has a case study that tells this whole entire story, includes the facts, the figures, the before and after? Who do you think that they're going to want to work with? I'm sure that, if you think about that, who would you want to work with? Would you work with the person that you've got all this, facts and figures and, storytelling about how they solve the problem, or someone with just a sort of general testimonial? I think you know what the answer is, right? Okay, so it just is going to give you an edge that your competitors do not have. And that is why I am so adamant about adding case studies into your content creation strategy. Okay, so let's talk now, before I dive into the story that I'm going to tell you, all right, the 3 major parts to a case study. Okay, so what you want to do is pick a story or a success story that relates specifically to what you're selling, is closely related to that potential customer and to what you're selling, whether it's a product or a service. Okay, then what you want to do is sit down and kind of just outline it and identify the key points and of the case study, and really hone in on telling the story of how those 3 key points are. And those 3 key points usually are the before, during, and after. Okay, so you kind of want to use the story to tell how they were doing before they worked with you, how you worked with them, and then the results of how their life changed, their business changed, whatever afterwards. So, and while you're doing that, you want to make sure that you highlight their results. You'll want to include numbers. If you can take screenshots, include those, but tell the before and after story in depth and illustrate it however you possibly can with numbers, screenshots, things like that. It'll make it even more powerful because numbers don't lie, and people really will resonate with the story that much better and trust you more. So, I just want to also remind you that you want to think from the perspective of the person that you are writing it for. So you want to make sure that you cover the kind of what's in it for me, the benefits, so don't spend so much time about you, but focus on the benefits and the results that your client or student have, okay? So let's just, so now that we've kind of covered that and we've talked about, the 5 reasons why they're so important for your business, let's just talk about that case study that I want to talk to you about that this client did of mine. He did this case study, and I was just looking up the numbers this morning, and I was really kind of surprised because he did this case study, and I didn't realize it was way back in 2013. Okay, it's over 6 years ago. He did this case study, and it was all about he's a relationship coach, and it was all some stories about how clients or people he's worked with had healed from infidelity. So this particular case study, and it's on his blog, and it is always every single month up in the top 5 posts, most visited pages on his website. Okay, and that thing was written way back in 2013, and it has generates like over 5%. This one little post. 5% of his total traffic, which is usually 7,500 to 10,000 visits a month. And it actually, he says, when he takes in new clients, they usually see him elsewhere. They come to his site, consume his content, and when they see that case study in there, that's usually the tipping point for them to pick up the phone and give him a call and come work with him. So you can really see the power of that. So if you've got a service or a program or whatever, you definitely want to include case studies in your sales page, or a link to one, or tell it in a video, or follow up in your marketing pieces. You definitely want to include them because they are extremely powerful. So I'm just going to leave you with that piece of thought for today, and I want you to go out and start creating powerful case studies. Maybe go and look at some of the testimonials of people that you've worked with and see how you can take that testimonial and tell the story behind it, because the testimonial is only really sort of like one part of it, but the case study, it tells the whole entire story that is so important to your audience. Okay, so I hope you have a great day today, and I'd like to invite you to join my Facebook group. It's the Successful Coaching Practice, and I've got all kinds of great content over there that you're not going to see elsewhere on Facebook or on my list or wherever. So if you go over there, and the link is actually in the notes below, you can click on it and ask to join, and I hope to see you over there. Have a great day.